Have y'all watched the movie, Tyler Perry movie on Netflix?
Straw.
Mm-hmm.
Straw? Y'all watched it?
Yeah, I did.
All right, so I'm letting you guys know, if you watch this, I mean, this is going to be a spoiler alert, so you might want to cut it off right here and come back. You watched it? What did y'all think?
Ass.
What did you think?
I thought it was one of Tyler Perry's better movies.
I loved it.
I thought it was great.
What I didn't like
The ending.
was the ending.
The ending,
ending
it
was
was
trash.
it was a cliffhanger,
I
and that did
loved
make
it.
it. That would make somebody's take to say it was a bad
Yes.
movie because it just ended stupid.
Bro,
as hell.
so in my mind, can I give y'all my opinion? And
Yeah.
hopefully people don't kill me for this because I be having the
comedian.
craziest opinions. I love the movie because in my mind, I'm like, we are showing this woman who's going through so many things and she could finally be seen. And from somebody that was raised by a single mother, I can only imagine how many times my mom didn't feel seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, this is great because I know it's so many women who go through these things and they probably telling that truth, especially when we talk about, let's talk about it, when we talk about sexual harassment, things like that. And you scared to tell the truth and because you won't be heard. She's finally being heard. And in my mind, again, I understand the aspect of trying to show the mental health aspect of it. I personally didn't like that because then it invalidated everything that she said to be true for me to believe her. That was what I was thinking. Because I'm like, yo, imagine if the daughter was alive and the daughter was to stay
away.
with the manager, right? That shows that, yo, I really was doing it to my daughter. What I was saying is true. Now it's like her daughter's dead, and now I'm looking at her, and again, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but I'm still human. I'm still growing. In my mind, I'm like, damn. So you mean to show me that you painted her to be crazy, and she was crazy? You get what I'm trying to say? I get. Ooh, no, you good? It's
So
fine.
I'm gonna take a take just for the mental health aspect.
Okay.
I think the reason why Tyler did it was to show that as individuals, not black, white, whatever, right? We move through life so fast and don't take time to grieve. As black individuals, when it comes to grieving, we don't take the time to actually grieve. We move so fast with life because we understand that life ain't stopping. Mm-hmm. She understood that she couldn't stop. She couldn't take a time to just sit and say, damn, I'm finna get evicted tomorrow. Damn, my daughter's sick. Damn, I need to get her medicine. Damn this, damn that. Like, you have to continue to keep going. So with her even realizing she's going through a psychosis, and when you're in a psychosis, you're damn near in a trance. Okay. You don't even realize you're doing your regular routine, which is why we see that the principal looks at her like, what the hell she showing up here for?
Right.
Your daughter's not here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we see in her mind, she's painting things that are actually possibly could happen, but it never actually really happened because she literally watched her daughter die in the hospital that night, that morning, had to get up and go back to work. But she's so used to her regular routine that I know when I wake up in the morning, I take my daughter to work. I take my daughter to school.
Okay.
Then from school, I go to my job. But I also know that my landlord on my ass about paying his damn rent. So I'm going to come by this time. But she always still stayed kind no matter what it was, that no matter how deep she was in the rain. Right. Yeah. So I think that was a good thing because I still think even in today's time, us as black people don't take mental health as serious as we really should. And I don't think that we listen to our bodies enough, which is kind of saying when she was going through that psychosis, she wasn't listening to just sit down.
Right.
Take the time that you need to take to do it.
This is why I think the movie wasn't as good as it could have been. First of all, it was John Q.
Yeah, it was.
It was very John Q.
It was John Q. Mm-hmm. Female version.
Yeah, the female version. The premise would have been dope. All that shit is not happening to one person during 30 minutes of their lunch break.
And I think that was literal too, though. I don't think we should take it as literal. I think what Tyler was trying to say, when it rains, it pours. And it does seem like it's everything all happening in one. It was, but it does seem like everything is happening in one day.
Was like, oh,
now that was what I did like.
He dragged it.
Yeah, that was extreme. Like, I don't think it's that crazy.
I thought it was gonna be like kind of on some set it off shit where she was gonna have to sleep with the nigga to keep her job type.
Now, what I was gonna say is the little nuances like that was what made it like, because even with the manager, when she at the end, she's like, I already knew. But when she asked you to keep her daughter, your reaction wasn't like, because you could have been like, yeah, I'll keep her. It was like,
well, you also too though, if somebody hell, you don't know what you're realizing that she's going through something. You don't want to say the wrong thing to even tip her over the edge. Yeah, so I think her thing was just kind of like, absolutely.
But she didn't say absolutely. She was like, I think she was like, she was.
No, she said yes. She said yes. She was.
No, she was hesitant because
like,
she had a family.
Yeah.
So why are you hesitant if you already know? Just be like,
yeah.
You know what? I can.
She
But
hesitated as if she
like-
really had to consider keeping
So
another
what-
child.
I- so when she
I
said
think
that,
what
then
my
I'm like,
issue with Tyler is, and
Here we go. Showing a black woman pain.
that was, and I wasn't finna say that because I don't agree with it. I
Okay.
don't think there's anything wrong with showing lenses. I would like for him to tap into more men viewpoints, but I don't see nothing wrong with showing the lenses of different black folks,
Okay.
whatever it may look like, right? However, I think my problem is with his production aspect. We understand you do 2 weeks. You do these movies in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
You do
I
these
heard
shows
that.
in 2 weeks. But I think what happens with Tyler is we miss a lot of loopholes. We miss a lot of that can be filled if we take at least a month to actually go through and edit this stuff and look at it, because of that movie had potential to be what's going to happen, right? We say that was a Taraji great.
She smoked that.
All of them did a great job,
No,
right?
yeah,
but
facts.
because it's a Tyler Perry
Like
movie.
what? Tiana Taylor?
Taraji did good. I love Tiana Taylor. It wasn't. She didn't do a good job.
Oh,
She really like. It was like
I thought she did
you
good.
could tell she was acting.
Really?
Tiana did good.
You could tell.
yo.
You could tell
I think,
she was.
I think
acting.
all,
she
I
did.
think
I
all
thought
three
they
of them
were-
did good.
No.
I thought they
Tiana
did
Taylor is dope.
good.
Tiana Taylor to me is like.
You ain't like
the-
it, Alex?
the-
You ain't like her?
Nah, have y'all seen the joint when she had the son? Like, there was a
Now,
movie
I didn't
she
like
on
that
it,
movie.
but she smoked that role.
I didn't like it.
Nah, you could
That
tell,
to me was-
You could tell she was acting in this movie. It
I
was
didn't-
like
I mean, I've
overly.
seen a lot of skits on the gram talking about Tiana, so I didn't really understand what he was talking about, but I'm assuming they were saying.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like,
they was
he
trying to
just-
say
he
she
was
didn't
just
do,
doing
and then
too
the
much.
wig. But that's
The
what I'm
wig was
saying. Like, this
crazy.
is the reason why Tyler's not gonna be. This is the part that kind of like makes me upset, is because it's not. We don't take enough time. Tyler, you do a great job for blacks. You open up a lot of doors, and you could toot your goddamn horn how you want to toot it.
Yeah, for sure.
But the problem comes into this production aspect of it, and it being even nominated for something like an Oscar. It's not gonna go. And Taraji did an amazing job in the film.
She did.
But
Oh, she
because of it not being like of the elite films, it's
Okay.
just not gonna be considered.
So
and
does
that's the
that-
unfortunate part.
so does-
Now, if it gets considered, I will be extremely surprised.
But
But,
let me ask you this: does that matter if if I'm doing these? I mean, the way he's kicking out these movies, and I'm getting so many people paid, and I'm getting myself paid. Does the Oscar matter at this point?
I think as an actor, that's just that's
Yeah.
what you want under you. You want to. I mean, everybody want to be an EGOT. You want an Emmy, a Grammy, a damn Oscar, and a Tony. Everybody wants to be that if you're in this creative space. But yeah, like you're looking Taraji on all platforms. When you see her from Baby Boy, her very first film, till now, she 100% deserves some goddamn thing.
Yeah, but-
because she's been putting in the work, and ain't none of her roles the same.
But we look at honestly though, when it comes to that, bro, it's hard because we look at people like what's the white guy name that played in
What?
Wolf on Wall Street?
Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio. He didn't get an Oscar until The Revenant, which
Revenant,
was
yeah.
like, what? Out of all the movies?
Yeah.
So it's like, niggas been saying he should have got one. So Taraji might be. So I don't think it's any
I mean, Will
bias.
got
in
his
it.
for
Well,
King
no,
Richard.
it's not biased, but like I said, it's already hard to get an Oscar, right?
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
we can say that no matter who you are, black, white, Hispanic, whoever, but it's even harder as a black. Jamie Foxx was the second black man to win an Oscar as best actor in a role for Ray.
Yeah, I think it's only like 4, 5.
He was the second nigga though.
Yeah.
And I compare.
Forrest
And then I think the
Whitaker,
first one is like Sidney Poitier or some
Sidney
shit like
Poitier,
that.
is
Jamie?
Denzel
Forrest
won-
Whitaker.
Didn't Denzel won one?
Nope, he didn't win it for Training Day.
Not for best actor. Best actor means you know you
Will
elite.
Smith. Actually, he might have won it for Training Day.
I thought he won it for Training Day.
he might
Was
have
it
won for
okay? So
Training
maybe he
Day.
was
Google
the
it.
third. Look it
But I'm
up.
gonna look it up right now.
Let's get our facts straight.
Yeah. But I know for sure the last person to win it was
Was who?
Will.
For what?
King
King Richard.
Oh yeah.
And that
But-
when the slap happened.
That movie was good though.
Was
it was
it?
good.
You ain't think so?
It was all right.
King Richard?
It was
King
straight.
Richard.
Nah, he bodied that.
Yeah,
joint.
he did good, bro.
It was
Come
straight.
on.
That would have not been a movie on my repertoire to give him an Oscar for.
I mean,
though.
yeah, not
It's a biopic for what?
Not over The Pursuit of Happiness.
Come on, dog.
Come on.
Because that
I've
shit was
never
amazing.
seen no.
Or
the
what
bathroom?
was
Yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness with the
kid.
was that with the jellyfish?
Nah, that's 7 pounds. You talking about when he
Oh,
did
That
it?
motherfucker.
No,
that.
that
He
is
smoked that
no.
joint.
No, Dad.
boy.
No. 7 pounds.
I don't know if 7 pounds was better than the Pursuit of Happiness.
I don't know. They was
bodied that
that.
joint though.
I don't know.
So I feel the
Bro.
same way about the soloist
eyes.
and Ray.
Bro,
I feel like the
'cause you
soloist.
worked at like a call center. joint.
Yes.
Bro, no. 7 pounds, bro.
Ooh.
No, the
was
Pursuit
like-
of Happiness, bro, it had the bathroom scene,
it
bro.
made you feel different.
Yeah.
The bathroom scene was that was, you know what that
Pursuit of
reminded me
Happiness
of?
made you feel different.
What's the baseball movie with that's the first movie I ever cried to, the guy that died, the baseball
G
movie.
baby.
Hardball.
Hardball.
Oh, no.
The
Yeah,
bathroom scene,
Canal Reeves.
bro, the bathroom
Keanu
scene,
Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah.
the bathroom scene in the Pursuit of Happiness made me feel like how I felt
When G-Baby died?
When G-Baby died. I've never felt like that.
You can feel more.
And Hardball didn't even get no nomination. That was a good movie
You
too.
can relate more to Pursuit of Happiness. You couldn't really relate to 7 pounds, but
You can feel
that
it.
shit was crazy.
Well,
7 pounds
but I
was
will
crazy.
say, going back to what we was talking about, I literally was holding my tears back in this Tyler Perry movie.
And have y'all seen like?
Oh, no, me too.
Have y'all not
forcing
seen like the
myself not to
TikToks
cry,
of the
bro.
people's reactions? Like people actually filming whoever it is that they watching the movie with, and like at the end when you find out that the baby
That
really was
pissed me
dead,
off.
it was like, hold on now.
But see,
Bro, that
okay,
pissed me
now
off,
to
bro.
that point though,
That pissed me off, bro.
when you seen her leaving the hospital again with the empty blanket,
I still ain't understand.
bathing, nobody in the tub.
I'm
She
thinking-
got to the school. I was wondering in the beginning, why is the principal looking at her like
Right,
crazy?
all of us were.
But
Yeah.
then when she goes back and she was like, "We didn't call you." How did she envision a whole child service worker
That's-
taking her child?
So that's
Psychosis, you
what,
saying.
well, because of that you also too. I think it was also her guilty conscience knowing that she's not showing up how she needs to for a parent, and that what they said was the girl, the baby slipped and fell in the tub or some shit like that. So it was already an unfair call.
They needed
and
to
it was,
show her fake like tripping as if somebody really was there then, because
Yeah.
that to me was like, well, how does she
And then I didn't
see
know
all
anything
that?
with the baby.
And that may have just been that's the problem that we're having with. I don't think it was
writing.
clear enough to know if did she ever we see that she went by the school and dropped her off, but did any of that other stuff become physical to where she actually went to the
because
school, or was it mine?
How was the police thing real? Like everything else wasn't real, but the police thing was real.
That police
Yeah.
shit was so extra. Like, you're not about to get out as a police officer and threaten to try to
Kill
find a way
somebody.
to kill
Yeah.
somebody. Like, bro, you're not doing all
But
that.
that,
Yeah,
I don't.
SRT.
But even at the end, right? When we found out that the child is deceased, right? I was confused because I'm like, did the child die the night she had her, or
So what they were saying was the child died
the night before?
the night
But
before.
I'm saying through the,
But
with
we of
the
course didn't
previews,
see we didn't see any of that.
Yeah, so the previews, I'm thinking because she was in the hospital. I'm like, wait, did the child die when she had her, or
And why they had to show the SWAT team coming through and shooting her?
Now
and then
that
all
was
standing over.
excessive as hell because
I'm
I
like,
was
They all, now,
I
she's
didn't
shopping.
know
Now we all standing over. It's all 10. I'm like, bro,
I didn't
what?
know if that was true or not. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so did she get killed or did she die?
And then it came back like, oh, I was just envisioning this, but like,
Yeah, it was too much. Like I
That's why
see
I
where
said
he
I
be
didn't
trying
like
to go,
Bro.
but it was too much foreshadow. Like, come on,
yeah, it was
coming
to
back.
me. I just like, bro, that was a movie that didn't need no like they did it for. He was trying to get a spin, like I forgot what we call it,
What?
like a
Plot twist.
a plot twist.
yeah.
I didn't think it needed a plot
It didn't
twist.
need
I
that.
thought that movie, like, even if the baby was not dead, the movie was great.
It
Yes.
was.
The ending kind of just dismantled everything I felt because now I'm like, you and me had all these emotions for nothing.
Yeah.
like, bro, it didn't need no. Plot
And then
twist.
just even too, like you said though, like her just not feeling understood
Yeah.
because in true genuineness, she was not trying to rob the damn bank.
She wasn't.
But bitch, give me my goddamn
check.
money.
Like, yeah.
I'm just trying to come in here and get my money, and you know I don't have my. You've seen me in here all the time, and you giving me a hard ass time. But everything that took place prior to that was a bit excessive. The shooting of the damn robbers in the store, that was just kind of like
Yeah.
her
goddamn.
killing her boss, even
Killing
like,
the ball.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Damn.
Then the scene with the police officer. But overall, I thought it was a decent movie. Outside of, I think just I can remove myself from scene by scene by scene and understand the full concept
So
of
1
what
out of 10, what would you get a movie?
I would have probably gave it like a 8, 7.5, 8
Yeah,
with the plot twist,
with everything.
7.5.
And I mean,
Not
that's
that
still good.
I give it a 6.5.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna give it 6.5.
Without the
Really?
Yeah,
if it ain't had a
6.5.
plot twist, I'm giving it
That's
an
exactly
8.
where I'm going.
I ain't gonna lie to you. The plot twist, it really
And you don't need that,
yeah,
bro.
it
You
killed
don't
it for me.
need
Like
that,
the plot
bro.
twist, it killed it for me because I was so into it. I was so happy. I was like, I literally was joyful. I was like, yo, yo, this is dope. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, why is everybody mad at him for showing these stories? Like, it's somebody out there who don't understand that this is really what goes on in people's lives, right?
Yeah. And like I said,
the plot twist, and again, I understand what you're saying, because that makes, I didn't even think about it like that. But again, with all due respect, and I'm just trying to say this as polite as possible, but when we look at things and people do things, we're like, they crazy. It's still an excuse to invalidate somebody's feelings, no matter what. Like, I get it's mental health awareness, and we trying to show what's going on, but it's still an invalidation of like, yo, you was tripping. Some people can look at it like that, right? We probably shouldn't, but that's how I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, what?
But I think, and this is probably what I probably shouldn't say, but I think when it comes to mental health, I think the unfortunate part is, as blacks, we don't get that same grace hold that whites would if we was to plead that we was insane. And she was having a psychosis. She was literally, I used to work with these type of people all the time, where you in a manic stage and you of course are not thinking clearly. I just lost my child and I got to continue to go through life on an everyday basis like everything okay.
Right.
Because the world is still going. These bills still due.
Right.
This rent, I'm finna be evicted. Like, she had, granted, it was excessive to see in one movie, but like people, like the saying is, when it rains, it pours. Yeah. And it's just like, goddamn, I can't even get up. So when it being another thing that's stepping on my back.
Let me ask you this. I know we got to move on a little bit, but I want to ask you this. As unfortunate as that is, right? Because it is.
Right.
Where do we draw the line? Because again, the landlord still need to get paid.
Right.
Right. I still have a business to run.
Right.
The boss still has a business to run.
Right.
Right. And it's like, I understand all of these things is going on, and I can't empathize, but for how long, I guess. Like, how, and then even when I'm thinking about you kill somebody, what? And I know when you go to court, people can plead insanity, and they you get off on that, things like that. But it's like, some of these things is still wrong, though.
So go ahead,
sorry.
Alex.
From what lens, though? Because if my child just died, I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Come on.
But that's my point. That's my point.
This is the next day.
Maybe I was thinking as a man. That's my
point. I think this is the unfortunate part that we don't look at, right? Where is the grace line at? As if we can say, what was it, Janiyah, right? Mm-hmm. Janiyah seemed like she could have been a model damn tenant, right?
Yeah.
You know what the fuck I'm going through.
For sure.
You understand what I have going on. You know that my child is sick. So where is the empathy at in regards to certain things? Now, in that regard,
her landlord and her boss definitely was.
The boss was OD for shit show.
So what I'm thinking about, I guess what I'm thinking about,
instead of talking about you got to be male.
So when you say I don't give a fuck, like, to what extreme? Because you lost your child, but at the end of the day, people are dying every day. Mm-hmm. People are coming to this world every day. That don't give you the right to kill somebody.
No, absolutely not.
Go out and again, but I wanna be empathetic. But it's like, now we're putting other people's lives in jeopardy when you need help. And again, I don't know how to have the conversation. I'm just curious.
And see, this is where I would say this is where it gets weird, right? Because this is when I was going back to saying about how whites get a clearing board to be insane. These motherfuckers are out here doing massacres and shit and getting off on killing folks, innocent people, right? But when it comes, comes to blacks, and this is where it gets weird, because it is that double standard. And I will say that I'm one person that's very fair on double standards, right? Because even with just in comparison with the Diddy trying to do the shit that these white billionaires are doing, your ass is finally getting jammed up under this damn case right now, right? Because you were trying to hang with the big dogs and you just really couldn't do it because of the color of your skin. So this is where the things kind of get blurred for us, but we also are never held in consideration, because we do have a lot of blacks that are suffering from mental health illnesses that won't either, one, be honest about it, two, get diagnosed for it, or any of that shit. But you have white people who have enough of a team behind them to say, okay, this is what you need to do to make sure you get off. We got the people that's putting us in. Well, they have the people that's putting them in the room to make sure that they can walk free. And like you said, killing anybody it's not acceptable, regardless if you're having a manic episode or not. You know right from wrong, regardless if it's a psychosis, manic, anything. You know what you should and should not do.
Now, if Janiyah was to go to trial, hypothetically,
right,
all of her actions were based on the fact that her daughter was still alive. So therefore, would they look at it like she was crazy?
So my thing is, what would she go to jail for? Holding them hostage?
Well, she killed the manager.
She did kill, but that's not what they were there for. Okay, I guess they were. I guess
so. Back to John Q. John Q. only went to jail.
He held them niggas hostage, though, right?
He only went to jail for that, though. He got like 2 to 3 years or some shit like that.
Man, that's bullshit.
based off of just holding people hostage.
Yeah.
Granted, none of them niggas wanted him to go to jail.
Right.
All of them was on his side.
Right, they were.
But you still broke the law. So if Janiyah was doing all these actions as if her daughter was alive, honestly, the movie should have been where the daughter was still alive and Taraji just wanted to go in there, get the money for her check to be able to pay for the medication. That would have made a great movie. The daughter didn't have to be dead. She didn't have to do none of this other shit. You just in there and you want to get the money to get the medication so your daughter is still alive.
So what I will say, I do like if, again,
I wasn't mad at the daughter. I wasn't mad at the fact that the daughter had passed and she was literally in a psychosis at the time. I'm not mad at that, but I'm mad at how everything led up to us finding that out.
Yeah.
I don't think that was bad because that may be something we just don't think about.
okay.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think that is honed in on enough. You know, there are a lot of children out here that are sick and parents are daydreaming about real life things that are in their mind. They think it's real, but in actuality it's not. And you can see that Janiyah was always in a space to where she was never heard or never understood. Like even just at the very end when the mom was like, and I didn't understand why the mom was so goddamn nasty on the phone. That's what threw me off. I'm like, why we mad with her? But you know, she was just like, Janiyah, she's dead. And it's like she kept trying to constantly prove herself like, this is not what I was trying to do. I was not trying to hold them hostage. I was not trying to rob the bank. I just wanted my money. And this bitch, essentially, the banker that see me every goddamn Friday, every other Friday, acting like she can't do simple protocol. Like, call your manager over here and give me my damn money. Yes, I don't have my ID. Sorry. And what? You know? And those things happen. Like, it's like, damn, you see me as a regular, but you still trying to give me a hard time for what? You know, and she ended up letting all of y'all walk and never really held anybody hostage.
Yeah, for
because
real.
all their asses walked out.
Yeah, she really never held nobody hostage. To be honest.
So it was just like, were they responding to the
old niggas
simple?
walked up, man, we leaving.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
She ain't
funny.
say stop
I ain't
nothing.
gonna lie.
She just, man, we out of here. Like,
She
oh,
say
shit.
shit.
So we got to move on, man. I do want to say, even if you watch through this, I think it's still a good movie to watch.
It
Even
is.
with the
Yeah, it's a
spoilers,
good
like
movie to
it is a
watch.
good movie to watch, man. So I'm sorry for throwing a curveball. What?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Denzel did win an Oscar.
He did.
He did
Won,
for what?
two of them.
Best
Best-
Supporting Actor in movie Glory in 1989 and
Best actor for
Best Actor in Training Day.
Yeah, Training Day was.
So it's 5.
Glory was 1989.
1989.
he ain't get nothing for Book of Eli.
No,
I thought people loved that. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of it.
it was alright.
It was cool.
Equalizer was better.
No, I ain't gonna lie to you. American Gangster was.
Oh, American Gangster was great,
Yeah. I don't like
but
the
they definitely ain't giving no
part.
Oscar for that shit.